Today we are having Dr. Abhay Kumar, Vice Chancellor of IEC University, Baddi, Himachal Pradesh, as our education leader, and we are having a small interview with him wherein he will share his expertise and experience and views on his university and on higher education in India. Welcome to LSPDF, sir. So our first question would be to you. Please tell us about your university and how do you plan to build up on the success of your university?
Thank you, Dr. Vaneeta. In fact, I am very grateful to your organization for having given me this opportunity today. Uh, I must say that IEC University is very conveniently located, almost about say 30 to 35 kilometers from Chandigarh on the Pinjore-Nalagarh highway. It has a sprawling 14.5 acres on the foothills of the splendid Shivalik Mountains, landscaped gardens, and state-of-the-art infrastructure. If I talk about infrastructure, we have state-of-the-art labs, a double-story library, digitally equipped, then almost about 80 plus classrooms. We have 75 courses from 12 centers of excellence, that is schools, in almost all the streams of engineering, computer science, pharmacy, physiotherapy, management, hotel management, say fashion designing, and so on and so forth. So IEC University, in fact, is very well equipped. We are catering to students from most of the states, mostly nearby, that is Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, of course, being the home state, and even Punjab and Western Uttar Pradesh. So that is how IEC University, in fact, was established almost in the year 2012. But we have a legacy of almost 40 years in the field of higher education. The group has a legacy of 40 years plus. And therefore, I can say with conviction that the students here would, of course, be having a great spring to their education and career.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that is good to know about IEC University and its legacy. And definitely, it is a big university having 75 courses. Sir, what are your goals for IEC University as a Vice Chancellor in terms of quality education and quality of infrastructure, faculty, technology, and placements are very important for an university. So placement opportunities for your students.
Yes, ma'am. In fact, if I start talking about infrastructure, I think we are having the state-of-the-art infrastructure and one of the best in the region. We have got many industry stalwarts visiting us, and they have all been praising the infrastructure in terms of the capacity, in terms of the technology. If you talk about placements, we have collaborated with some industries like IBM, Honda, ARB Bearings, Shiv Naresh, even Okinawa Electricals, and Honda, for instance, has set up a lab also in the premises, and IBM and Honda would be training not only our students, but our faculty members as well. That is one aspect. The second is Baddi being located in the say hub of the pharmacy industry, and we are having a school of pharmacy as well. I think it is the biggest hub in Asia. So we have a good link with the organizations, and a placement record till date in almost all the streams, including pharmacy, has been near 100%. I wouldn't say 100%, but it is near 100%. And the reason being that we have a very good collaborative arrangements with the industry. Like for instance, I'll tell you, apart from the direct placements of the students, we are focusing on entrepreneurship also. Like Honorable Prime Minister has also said very recently that Make in India should be the focus and the objective of every organization, including educational institutions. So as far as entrepreneurship goes, we have a setup in which we have a faculty mentor as well as a mentor from the industry for the group of students. We believe not only in providing entrepreneurial skills or entrepreneurial knowledge of finance, say in marketing, sales, or so on and so forth. These are the basics and very necessary ones. But apart from that, most important is developing an entrepreneurial mindset amongst the students, so that they know that A job can be for one individual, but a startup can be with 3 or 4 friends together. So this is how we are moving towards placement also. This year also there have been some hiccups in terms of students having been offers being withdrawn due to the COVID-19 crisis. But then we have somehow managed that the students whose offers were withdrawn have been given another employment, maybe underemployed but not unemployed. This is how we are focusing right now.
This is incredible to have 100% placements for your students. That means IEC is definitely a very reputed and attracting students because you are providing jobs to your students, and that's the key factor in deciding whether a university is successful or not. So, sir, recently there have been COVID-19 crisis, and higher education has suffered the most, but has come up also as a very brave soldier kind of attitude. So how did you motivated your faculty to take up technology and to be prepared to give online classes or assessments, and how did you motivated your students to go on to move forward with the online education pattern?
Ma'am, it is a very relevant question you asking. In fact, as the COVID-19 crisis emanated, it was, to be very honest, unexpected and sudden. Though I would say it was sudden, yet seeing the global scenario, we were expecting it, that the COVID-19 crisis would definitely come to India as well, because it was all there in Italy and China and everywhere. And to give you a small example of this expectation, the students of our university, the empathy they exhibited was that in the initial phases before the lockdown, having envisaged that such a crisis might come to India, they started educating the villagers around the university as to what COVID-19 was and how to protect yourself if it comes. Plus, they manufactured almost about 100 liters of sanitizers initially in the lab with the help of faculty members and technical assistants, and distributed it in the region around. So that was the initial startup with the COVID-19. But when the lockdown came, say almost on the 22nd of March, I presume, we were not in the exactly a position, to be very honest, to say give say online education, imparting online education uh, on an LMS also. What we did was initially we somehow uh, uploaded videos on the YouTube. We put in materials on the say website, then on the email, sent email materials on the emails. So this was how initially it went. But when a proper platform was developed and online teaching became a habit with the faculty members, new sort of course curriculums were devised, and then a proper online teaching came into force. So all the course was completed, the curriculum was finished, as well as even online exams are on the verge of finishing at our university right now. We took preemptive action in that also, so that the students may not suffer. Now, as far as faculty members go, the faculty members had been, say, counseled not only by me, but they counseled each other also. Those who were not tech savvy, even though senior, they also somehow upgraded and upskilled themselves in the manner in which they should impart online teaching. And it all went very well. We even collaborated with a few other private universities around, and we shared our resources. So it is all going very well now. We all understand that online teaching is here to stay, and that is how things have been arranged and taken care of at IEC University.
So that's very encouraging because in higher education, sharing is not only caring, sharing is also gaining. Because when you
Yes, ma'am.
share resources with each other, it enhances the gain factor to a large
Yes, ma'am.
extent. Sir, how do you see the future of online education in Indian universities?
Ma'am, very clearly the signals are there that online education is here to stay. Technology has disrupted the education sector, and what we could have thought of achieving in the next 5 years, we have done in the past 45 to 50 days time. This is for sure. So many edtech companies have come up with viable platforms. Even the students and the faculty members are now used to online teaching. Of course, it cannot be a substitute to offline and person-to-person contact teaching, but then it can be a supplement. And even I think after the lockdown is withdrawn completely and the new normal set in, online teaching will be here to stay. We will not be able to negate online teaching. We will have to improve ourselves, upskill ourselves, upgrade ourselves, so that we are able to impart online teaching more profitably for the students. So this is how it is going to be in my perception.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time and giving us your inputs about your university and your views. We close this session here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.